Welcome back to All the Crackers in the Box. Good day. Good day. I am on a roll here. I've made things happen. Things have happened. It's going crazy. I'm going crazy. You're going crazy. Let's chat. So, welcome back to All the Crackers in the Box, where I'm slowly crumbling here. I'm hilarious. So, I have been working on this gift for my daughter, which I need. This is Friday night going into Saturday, so technically it's Saturday. I have one day left. So, let's do this. And I'm actually super astounded with how far I've gotten. I have, before you and I and everyone else, a full-size duster. I have some ends to weave in, which is no big deal if I have to wait till after. My main concern that I have, though, is that this is really stiff. Like, it's not, this part's super nice, right? Nice and cushy, very easy to wear. But these granny squares somehow are really stiff. I don't know if it's the older yarn or just the way the construction of it is. I am going to work on some of my ends while we chat here because I don't have time to spare. I really don't. So I've grabbed my number 2 and I'm just weaving these through. So I have I have 12 of these beautiful Picasso granny squares from Bag O' Day Crochet. Gorgeous. Absolutely love the pattern. It is actually a lot easier than you think. It looks tough. I was a little intimidated, and then I tried it, and I was like, this is actually not too bad. And so getting through the 12 are fine. I did do a couple changes from my last video. On my last video, I was going to take another type of granny square and put them in the arms. And I started it, and then I slept on it, and when I woke up in the morning, looked at it again, and I put it over my own wrist. It was just really, really stiff. So it just wasn't working for what I need. So I spent most of the day coming up with this pattern, which was the second arm. Took me about 15 minutes to do up, okay? Because it's not a very big arm. I was trying to keep it as low-key as possible. And the first arm, however, took me at least an hour to an hour and a half to figure out how I wanted it to be. So that really ate up a lot of time. I've done about, then one of my faux pas today, around here, where these are. As you can see, I've skipped right in here where the posts are. So I skipped everyone. First try, I did not. And it ended up really wavy, and it didn't look very good. It was not laying flat for me. So, being that this is Red Heart mostly, actually all of it is, all the yarn in this particular item is Red Heart, mostly Super Saver and so forth. So I'm going to have to bathe it in some of my very limited amount of fabric softener. I'm running really low right now. And I'm going to have to let it soak in that. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to get it a bit wet and like soak it down, and let it sit in it overnight. I'm not going to put it in the tub or anything because I really don't want her to come across it. And I only have one tub down here. I have a giant shower in my bathroom, but I do not have an actual bathtub in my ensuite, which is a different way of doing things. I didn't design the place, so I'm not going to worry about it. So while I got some of this done today, I watched the new movie Renfield with Nicolas Cage and Nicholas Hoult, I want to say his name is. I've seen him in a few things. He was in Gotham as the Riddler, and he was also the Beast in some of the X-Men movies. And yeah, cute. I really liked it. I thought it was hilarious. I can't think of how to pronounce her name properly, but I absolutely adore her. If she's in it, I'm in. And I can't think of her name right now. She did the voice of the dragon and that Disney Raya. Oh my gosh, I can't think of movies and I'm a movie fanatic. I'm probably just really trying to get this done. But yeah, she was in it. And the two were in there. Nicolas Cage was hilarious. Loved it. You could just see that he was having just the best time. We're big Nicolas Cage fans in my family. I've seen a good chunk of his works, but he keeps on making like 100 movies a year. I haven't seen the one where it was like him fighting animatronics. My son loved it because it reminded him of the game Five Nights at Freddy's. We did have a long-standing joke that I was going to buy him some Nicolas Cage sweatpants and possibly a Nicolas Cage pillow for his bed. I still might at some point as a gag gift. He would really get a kick out of that. Alright, I'm going to switch to my trusty needle. I think it'll be a bit faster. Yeah, that's already faster. So I want to go through here. You want to weave them in, and I find it's a lot easier with this, and some of the ends aren't going to be long enough, so you just want to make sure they're super secured. It's the same thing with amigurumis. You want to make sure everybody is in as tight as possible, as deep as possible, and just keep going because it can unravel. I'm hoping that it will felt a bit, and I am considering taking out the pet brush and just kind of fur-sizing this. I think this would be really cute if it was furrier, sort of like my Fluffy Day acrylics. So first thing I want to do is I want to give this a good cleaning. I've got some, why don't I just open that up? Got this for the next time I need to do some stuffing. Okay, oh, there's the other one. Okay. Getting her done. So, yeah. I really enjoyed the movie. It was an hour and a half, give or take, and yeah, I'm glad I watched it. It was a really good time. I finished off American Born Chinese. Really liked that one too. That was a lot of fun. Really enjoyed that one. Looks like they're setting up for a season 2, which I would be definitely down for watching. I'm going to be watching All the Murders in the Building season 3 very soon. I absolutely love that show. That show is delightful. Martin Short and Steve Martin, are you kidding me? I am all over that. I am a big fan of the original SCTVs with Dave Thomas, and John Candy, and Andrea Martin. I was a little kid loving that stuff. And to this day, I will sit down and watching pretty much anything any of them are in. I watched My Big Fat Greek Wedding 2 recently, and Andrea Martin she stole the show for me. She does a voice character in Sesame Street, and And I always know it's her, and she doesn't have any credits for it. I've looked and looked and looked, and she's not credited, but I know it's her. I know I can see her face when I hear these characters that she does the voices for. And I know it's her. It has to be her. And yeah, Dave Thomas, he's a good actor. I enjoy him. It's like Dave Folliott from The Kids in the Hall. I'll watch him too. Probably the other guys not so much, but him definitely. He's very unassuming. Looks unassuming, but he looks super innocent, and he really is gross. So, sorry, some of the Kids in the Hall stuff was a little bit much, but I do enjoy some of it, like The Chicken Lady. If you don't know what the Kids in the Hall are, definitely I recommend looking them up. They are very risque. They do talk about a lot of naughty topics, controversial stuff, but some of it is just really, really funny. There's this guy that I absolutely love this character, but he goes around and he is crushing your head, and that's what he always says to people, I'm crushing your head. And then he meets the woman of his dreams, and she just looks at him, she's like, nobody. It's just so ridiculous. That's Canadian humor for you. Kind of like Trailer Park Boys. You either love it or you hate it. Okay. Closing up the wound here. That's where we started this granny square. I didn't leave myself like too bad off. I did work in quite a few of the ends, but some of them were just impossible to work in because I knew this was going to be a little bit of a challenge at the end. I finished a book by Tegan. I really gotta remember her whole name. It's a delightful little series so far. Takes place down south. You got yourself a witch. You got yourself some really quirky ghosts hanging out. One of my favorite characters is the cursed donkey Max. He's been cursed for 600 years or something like that. He tried to get fresh with a Irish witch, and she cursed him. And I thought that was absolutely hilarious. So that makes me laugh. He's got an attitude. He really likes to drink his scotch, and it just, yeah, he's a bit he's a bit cranky. I want to say that word, but it doesn't work. Sorry. Sometimes I struggle saying certain words out loud. I had a head injury from a car accident when I was 18, and one of the things that it affected was my language. Like, I'm very close to it. I can see the spelling of the word, I can hear it in my head, but my mouth can't make it, and it's the craziest thing. Every other thing that was wrong from that car accident is fine, but that is my one thing that really, well, besides the back issues, but that's just whatever. I really struggle to find the right words, and I love words. I write very well. I'm very eloquent. I know a lot of big words. I understand what the words mean. I can write you out something that just sounds professional, but I can't say them. When I was a kid, I could read at like an adult level very, very quickly, but I can't seem to spell, which they've always thought was maybe a very different type of dyslexia. So I can spell a word right, but it looks wrong to me, and vice versa. I can spell a word wrong and it looks right, and other times I'll spell something and it looks so wrong to me. I know there's got to be something wrong with it, and I look it up and I've spelled it right. So it just totally flabbergasted me quite often, and it was very weird for my teachers too. They could not figure out a good game plan for me that way. So it's just kind of, I'm really grateful we have the cell phones now, because if I can't spell something and I can just put it in my text and it'll help me with my autocorrect. I'm usually pretty close, so I'm usually not too far off. And if I can't figure it out, then I go to the next word that means almost the same thing. But I'm always disappointed when that happens because I feel like I should be able to do better than that. But anyways, so yeah, the donkey's cranky. There's ghost. There's murder. There's mysteries afoot. Gotta figure them out. So that was book 2. I also have a program through the library called Libby, and if you don't have it, I highly recommend it. You just need your library card. You put your library card in, and it connects you to your library, and you get access to audiobooks and PDF files for books you can read on your screen. So if you want to do it on your tablet or your phone, or I don't think it works on your computers. I know my Kindle works on my computer, which I thought was really convenient. Because now to buy things off of Kindle or Amazon there for your Kindle, you have to do it on your computer. You can't do it on your phone if you have Android. There's some sort of thing that they were kind of vague about, but it changed over a little while ago, and it's just kind of not the most convenient. But anyways, what did I get on Libby? I put in requests for a few books. One book that I saw that Alt Knots was talking about recently for her book club, and this is one of the first times that I've actually been interested in something that they were wanting to, like, they do look like they have some pretty okay books, but nothing that's really made me say, oh, well, I really want to read that. This one in particular did. I believe it was a haunted house one. I really like haunted house stuff more than slasher. So I'm always down for a good spooky ghost story. The spookier the better, and we're getting to that season. So I put that in as a request, but it's like 8 weeks till I can probably get it if somebody doesn't bring it in. And that's fine. That's okay. Well, it'll be roughly Halloween, which is fine. It'll be my Christmas. Okay, so yeah, Libby, if you don't have it, I would definitely recommend downloading it and trying it out. I did not charge my microphone. I thought about it and I did not charge it. So I sat here and talked to you for about 4 minutes while I was working, not looking up, not realizing that it was recording me, but not the sound. So basically I just talked about how I enjoy the fact that I can get books at home, and they have lots and lots of crochet magazines. That was another thing that I was going to mention. That's another reason why I wanted to talk about it, was there's definitely a lot of crochet magazines. Not a lot of crochet books that I have found so far, but that might be just my library, because it is associated with your local library attached to your card. And I'm pretty sure it's all throughout North America, but double check to be sure. You can also have more than one area that your cards, you can have more than one card. It's pretty versatile. So like if I wanted to put my daughter's card in, for example, she reads about as well as I do, and ferocious. Both of my daughters love to read, and my son, it depends on what it is, but for the most part we are a library loving reading family. And yeah, the kids' books, they look gorgeous. The pictures are beautiful. It's really well done. I'm very impressed with how it works, and you can put things on hold and it goes right to your device. You don't have to go to the library. So say you're like me and you want to read something and you just don't have time to go anywhere, and you don't really feel like buying something to put on your Kindle, which I don't always want to do, or whatever you use. Yeah, I like Libby for that, and it is a library, and it tells you how much you've read. One thing I love about my library here is that it keeps a running tally of how much it would cost me to buy all the books I've read this year. And at the end of the year, they let you know in an email. Last year I didn't go as much as I would have liked, so it was only about $5,000 or so, and I was getting quite a few of the kids' books online, so that really adds up fast. And the librarians went to the school near the end of last year, and my daughter's class got new cards. So we barely have her new card. And then we go in and they offer us Minecraft cards. So my son had to get one. He got the Creeper. My daughter got the girl, I can't think of her name. And I got Zombie Steve. So, yeah. Because, I mean, if they're getting Minecraft ones, why can't I have one too? Gotta fit in with the crew, with the cool kids. So, we have self checkouts at mine. So if you want to go stand in line and talk to the librarian, you sure can. But if they're a little busy and you're kind of in a rush, you can self-checkout, which is okay, because I always wanted to be a librarian. In elementary school, I volunteered and helped put books away and that kind of thing at my elementary school library. And it was super awesome. I still have a piece of the shirt left that I won as a thank you, because I kept it up all year. I really enjoyed it. I mean, it was the library. I was shelving books. It was cool. For me, anyways. Everyone else thought I was a little bit nuts, but I really liked it. Using the good old Dewey Decimal System to put the books back. Oh yeah, I know Dewey. I know him well. I understand Dewey very, very well. Because, of course, this was before we had the good old internet and Google to find everything. We had to use the Dewey Decimal System, which is basically the numbers underneath the letters on the side of your book. The library sticker. They still use it. And like, I'll put books back and people are like looking at me like I'm all weird because I'm putting them back in place. I've had the librarians give me the head nod like, hey, you know what you're doing. Yes, I do. But I guess nowadays to be a librarian you have to be college educated, and I don't know. I've heard that that is actually a career that's really, really difficult to get in because everybody wants to be a librarian. It is a popular job. You know, lurking with books, helping people, being in a quiet place. However, I am a little alarmed hearing that because of so many people having unstable housing, violence against librarians has been increasing in the last 6 months to a year, and I don't like that at all. That should be a pretty safe job, you know. People need to respect the librarians. So, anyways, just popped on to finish off my video. Yeah, I think after this I am going to bathe this in my fabric softener I don't have a lot, but I kept a jar of it aside for doing Barbie's hair, because you should not wash Barbie's hair and use regular shampoo and conditioner. You use hand soap or dish soap, and then for your conditioner use fabric softener, because they don't have real hair like humans. They have more like really thinned out yarn, synthetics. Yeah, fabric softeners will bring back your beautiful shine, and hopefully, I've tried soaking some of them, and some of them are too far gone. Like, that one had too much gel in its hair and it turned into a slimy, crusty mess, and I've got a Barbie head right now that I've been working on, but whatever they put in that Barbie's hair went into the holes in her head, and it's still, bits that are coming out, and it's chunky and thick like beeswax. And I really don't like the way it makes my fingers feel. So I've been kind of avoiding finishing her, but I need to get her done because I have another one in my bathroom smiling at me all naked every day, looking at me, waiting for us to do something with her hair. So that's on my to-do list. And yeah, getting the needle through to get the hair in is a lot tougher on this one than it was on the first one I did. The first one I did went pretty smooth, but this one is really not being very nice to me. So, in this time, chatting it up about movies and books and other fun stuff, I have gotten a good about 55% of this all tucked away, and I should be able to have this done. And hopefully, while this is going up and this is soaking, I can start my Hexie cardigan. And yeah, this is going to be exciting. She has plenty of toys she's getting. And the stuff I'm making her sister for her sister's birthday is going to benefit her as well, because they both love to play in the play kitchen, and I'm just gonna make a snack. We're gonna have a snacky time. I'm thinking carrots, I'm thinking garlic, maybe some bread, depends on how much brown I have and what kind of browns I have. I already have 4 peppers, 1 in each color, a gorgeous red apple, and one of my personal favorites that I've ever seen was this coaster set that actually makes sandwiches, and it was like a cheese, lettuce, and tomato sandwich. So you make all the pieces, you make your pieces of bread, you make lettuce, your tomato slices, and your cheese slices. And I have this one yarn that, when made up in a square, looks like ham. So I made ham for them too, and I made 4 sets, so each of my girls could have 2 different sandwiches, and they could mix and match if they like. And so I get some interesting sandwiches being made for lunch that I have to pretend to eat. And we have little toy frying pans. It's a very popular toy in my house, the cooking. We're a food family. We all love our food. And so I'm not too worried about that. But my kids do have plenty of toys. Sometimes I think too many. When it comes time to clean up the toys, I definitely think there's too many. But they're having a lot of fun with their toys, so I'm just going to let it go until they decide that it's time to purge. And I do ask, and sometimes I get pieces here and there. The little one's ready to let go of some stuff, and the bigger one does not want to let go of some of her sister's toys, which was really different. She wants to keep these little baby toys, and the one that's closest to the age to them being appropriate toys is like, nah, I want the big girl toys. I don't want baby rattles. No more. So, anyways, looking at the top of my head as I'm working away here, thanks for joining me here at All the Crackers in the Box. And I hope you have a wonderful day. And I'll definitely let you know how this comes out and how well it was received. I'll be sad if she doesn't like it, but at the same time, I'll just have to bite my lip and not do any guilt trips or anything like that, or make it about me because it's her day. If she doesn't like it, then that's just the way it is. So thanks again for joining me here at All the Crackers in the Box. And have a really good rest of your day, and I'll talk to you really soon. Bye.